Hello everyone. In this tutorial I'm going to demonstrate how the sales dashboard template works in Google Sheets. For those watching on YouTube, you can click on the link provided in the description below should you wish to purchase this template. Once your payment is approved, a download will be available immediately, and you will also receive an email with a PDF document containing instructions on how to copy and access the full template. This template works in Google Sheets and is not fully compatible with Microsoft Excel. It's semi-automated, which means you have to manually enter transactions and the dashboard auto-updates based on your input. I recommend that you read the instructions in the Rules tab to avoid any errors in the performance of this dashboard or this template. And if you want me to create any custom templates, please do leave a comment in the comment section below. And also please do subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on any new templates and releases. I'm going to start with the sales data tab, which is basically what powers this whole template. Here you will find several columns which you can rename should you wish to change those headings, but you cannot add or delete any columns to this template because it will affect its performance and output in the dashboard. We also have areas that have been grayed out, as you can see here, some cells that have been color filled, and some also hidden cells which you will receive a warning message every time you try to modify a cell that contains a formula or is connected to another sheet in this template. And basically those filters are used for the purpose of the output in the dashboard. Let me just close those. By the way, to group and ungroup cells, all you have to do is go to View, Group, and you can ungroup and group any columns that you wish to hide to improve the view of the template. Each row in this template represents a record and basically a transaction. And one invoice may be several rows because each row here represents a single sale of a specific product. To choose a date or to enter a date at the beginning of a transaction, all you have to do is just double click on the cell and the calendar will appear. Please note that there must always be a date and a minimum of a 0 value in the commissions column in order for the data to appear correctly in the dashboard. Basically also we have those drop down menus in several cells, several columns, which are under payment status, lead source, sales person, and product type. Those columns basically take the values from the menus that are here. So you must always enter the variable in any of those columns without, of course, deleting anything that's grayed out or modifying it, because again it will affect the performance of the sheet. You can delete those once you receive your sheet, and you can enter your own. Going back to the sales data sheet, if you enter, for example, by the way, this select here is just written to remind you that you must select a value from a drop-down menu variable which you have created in those lists here. If you enter a value which is not in the menu list, you will notice that you will receive like this error message or an invalid entry. That's simply because you have not entered this value in the menus list. Okay, so make sure you always have the value in the menu before you select it from the drop down here. Again, at the end of the row, you will find a notes column. Here, you can enter text directly. What I do recommend is inserting a note and typing basically anything you want. I feel this is a good practice because you can have unlimited space and you can write as much information as you want related to this transaction. The moment you hover over this cell, it will just display the note. You can delete the note in the same way just by right-clicking and pressing delete note. We have two dashboards. We have a monthly and a weekly, and the difference is that in the monthly dashboard you will be able to track your sales on monthly basis. In the weekly dashboard you can track your sales on weekly basis for those who wish to. Now, to start with, in the dashboard we have this start and end month filter. When this field is empty, the dashboard will not display any data. So it's important to always have and pay attention to the start and end date for which we want to see the data for. I will select the full range for now. And every time you update this a certain date in this sales data tab, it will show on in the filter in the monthly tab. Right now we have the last transaction entered in August. And this scorecard basically does a comparison between the last month selected and the prior month, just to give you a visual on how you are doing on month-to-month basis. The time chart, time series chart, will give us at a glance a comparison between the transactions and total sales over the selected period of time we have chosen in the filter above. We have also the bottom chart here, which is basically a breakdown of the above metrics for the periods that we have selected. And the color scales from dark to light basically is there to help you with a glance identify which months you need to focus on. The spark line on the side of this chart gives you a visual on which month has the highest sales and which month has the lowest sales. The top row of this chart gives you the total of the metrics for the number of transactions, the average sale, and the total sales for the period we have selected here. On the right side of this dashboard, you will see 4 charts. Those 4 charts will summarize the data period you have chosen and which salesperson is performing the best and which salesperson is underperforming. You can check which invoices or how many invoices, not invoices, how many transactions have been paid and how many are under processing or unpaid. Equally, in the lead summary chart, you may view which referral channel is generating the higher number of transactions and at what values. And the same applies for product summary, where you can see which is the highest selling product in terms of value or transactions. Another important feature of this template is it gives you the ability to filter the data in the dashboard by, for example, a salesperson. So let's say we want to see how salesperson number 16 is performing. Once we select it, we will notice that he had made 3 transactions, 2 are paid and 1 is due. Going back down to his to the sales performance summary, he made those three transactions and which amounted for a total sale of $12,060. Those $12,060 were a result of selling product number 1 twice and product number 2 once. And the referral channels which generated those sales or those leads, 2 came from Facebook and 1 came from Instagram. So basically here again you can further do some filtering. You want to see how many of the salesperson number 16 were paid, how many transactions, and how many of those leads came through Facebook. Once you delete those cells, you will be able to view the full data. So basically when they're empty, your dashboard will show the full data. The weekly chart operates in the same way. The simple difference is that it will show you the dates in by week endings. So here we can select the week ending of April 2 because our week starts on a Sunday and ends on a Saturday. So when we select 23 April, we're basically viewing the data from the week ending 2 April till the week ending 23 April. We also have two tabs at the beginning of the template, one which will explain to you how to copy the template, and another one which will contain a link to the YouTube channel, basically for the video you are currently watching on YouTube, just if you require further explanation on the template. The Rules tab contains the instructions I have mentioned during this video, and I recommend again to read those carefully to avoid making any mistakes or unnecessary changes to the template. One final thing regarding the menus: the month and week column that you see here basically are derived from the date you enter in the sales tab. Just a quick example, here we have August. If we go to the sales tab, we notice that August is the last transaction that we have made. If I double click on this and I select September, for example, to enter a transaction for September, and I go back to my menu sheet, you will see that this September date is now in this column, and also the week of 10 September again is also automatically derived from this sales tab. So here, any grayed out cells, as a final reminder, you should not delete or modify or make any changes to, nor add any columns to this presentation. I hope that you find this template useful for your business, no matter what product you're selling or service. And if you require any help in this template, please do leave a comment in the comment section, or you can email me directly and I will gladly help you and support you. Thank you for your time, and I wish you have a very good day.